Hey guys, I recently had an issue with my heater um, over Christmas break here, and yes, I do sound sick. I'm actually getting over pretty pretty strong head cold, which I feel pretty good today. Um, but this cost me $0 to fix, and if I could help somebody else out, great. But I'm going to show you what I did here, and it can be done with basic hand tools that you probably have. I use my impact driver, but a basic flat bit for my setup. Yours may be Phillips or whatever. Um, some long angled needle nose, a short stubby Phillips, 320 grit sandpaper, and a light. So we'll pop this cover off and I'll show you what I was talking about. Something that'll probably take you 10 minutes to do and cost you $0. It may have you going again. So let me show you. Okay, so my first issue, I thought my flame sensor, which I will point to it here. Yours may be a little different depending on what your setup is, but my flame sensor is right here. Zoom in a little bit closer. That guy right there. What you do, you pop that lead off and take your stubby Phillips. Take that. Oh, it's kind of hard to do this, but you get the gist. It's just to twist that little guy off there, and then you clean up with some sandpaper. Go down there, clean the flame off, and you think, hey, it's natural gas. No, there's impurities in it, and when it burns, it does put off some impurities, like I said, and will foul up the flame sensor after a while. And I thought, well, hey, while I'm in there, this is the igniter right here. If I can get somewhat to zoom, there we go. That's your igniter. Get a better shot of it up here. You can see that little, where we at? Nope, too high. There we go, that little tip right back there. Right about where the tip of my light's at. It looks like there's two little prongs sticking up. What that is, that gets really hot, and then it ignites your gas. But what the issue I was having was actually down here on these dogs. Right here where my light's at, there's a hose here, and there's a hose right here. And again, your mileage may vary depending on your setup, but those run down here, and then to a couple 90s right here. This is my setup. Yours may be a little different, but the gist is pretty much the same. And what happened was, and you can see there's a little bit of water that was plugged up and it was backing up. And what it does, it's got a safety system in there, a safety relay that will shut it off. So it actually won't burn your system up. This injector pump right here, it cycles out the moisture in the air. This is a high efficiency furnace. When those get plugged up, it will shut the system down. That's what my problem was. I was running 5 to 7 minutes. It'd heat the house up a couple degrees and then just shut off. And that's what happened. So I took my, I'm trying to do this with one hand here. So I took my long needlers, popped those off, and as soon as I pulled that hose off right there, it's like someone turned a faucet on. This hose right here. It's like water just came rushing out of it. And it was plugged solid, full of dirt. It was like black dirt. So I took those in the sink, cleaned it out, and this guy here, my catch drain, I cleaned it out too as well, because it was starting to plug up at the bottom. There was so much dirt that was actually plugging up at the bottom of this. Those are just 90-degree tubes that go down, and they have like a 45. So they're not flat. They're like 45 right here. So then that way they just don't sit flat against the bottom. But I cleaned all that out, and that fixed me. That got me going. So hopefully that works for you guys. I'm not going to take all this apart because I already did. But that's really all you do. Just make sure you hit your safety switch. And it may cycle the system. I can show you. So I turn my switch back on. And it probably don't need to turn on because the house is pretty warm, but Yeah, there we go. Okay, talk you through this. You're gonna see the igniter get really warm as soon as it sends a signal. There it goes, it's glowing. It's gonna fire up. There it goes. And now over there, what I pointed to before, your flame sensor, that's good to go. So that's your pump spinning. It's basically, while it's spinning, it's pumping moisture out of the unit, and that's what happened. It got plugged up. It tripped the system to shut it down so it wouldn't burn stuff up. That's it, guys. I know it's real high production here, but if that helps somebody, cool, pass it along.